Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the South Florida third quarter report for 2022. It's been a tremendous year for South Florida. The numbers speak by themselves. There is three major points that we'll talk about in this report. My name is Álvaro Garcia with eXp Realty, and let's jump on board to show you how the market has been behaving for the last 90 days. The three major points is the continued growth in population, the supply shock remains, and 122 companies moving to South Florida to operate down here. This is making the whole market being very healthy. Even though we have low inventory, the demand is still very high. So let's jump on that to show you facts. In this sheet, we can see the average for the last 10 years. We have been having 930 people moving daily. But currently, in 2022, we have nearly 1,100 people moving in. This is many factors. The companies moving in from other states. Then we have the feeder markets like the Canada, the Northwest, the South America, the Europeans, and probably soon we will have the Asian market coming in as well. So Florida right now is the eye of attention for investment at this time. It's been growing and growing and growing as we speak for many situations. One is this: 122 companies moving in. Some are the headquarters, 27 companies that are moving as headquarters here. One of them is Citadel, which the news they were released recently. Huge news for us. And then 95 regional relocations to South Florida. Between them, Microsoft. So now we have what we didn't have before. We have some of the Fortune 500 moving into the state, which are huge news for us. So that brings thousands of employees that they need housing, and that's why the market is not having the same amount of inventory as we used to have, because the absorption rate is being higher than ever. So that is an extremely important factor, that 122 companies are coming down to operate down here and bring their people. That's why they've been taking everything that is available on the market, and the market is still very strong. This is probably one of the greatest news we had in the last 10 years, and this was done thanks to our city mayor, Francis. I cannot make more emphasis than in 2020 when we were in lockdown. He was traveling West Coast to East Coast, talking to all these companies to bring the corporations here, the offices here, either relocations in headquarters or regional offices. It's huge because he succeeded. They pay attention, and that was based on the tax law that was released by the Trump organization back in 2017, where 9 states, they got the benefit of it. Florida was one of them. And actually, Texas is another one that is the number one in population growth. But if we continue with this speed, we're going to surpass Texas very soon. This is the inventory that we have in previous cycles and the current cycle. 2001 to 2010, that cycle was a huge boost into the economy, a huge boost in what the South Florida was becoming. And this is nearly 59,000 properties, traditional condos, excluding condo hotels. That's so in that period of time. Then the next cycle was 2012 to 2020. That's when the developers sold what they had, so they had to release new inventory. And we have 1/3 of that. So 19,000 properties. And now we only have 5,408 units available for sale, which, by the way, they're an average of 75% sold. So they're carrying a speed of sale like I never seen before. I come from development sales. I used to sell projects, and it would take us years. Now, within months, projects are sold. So that is a very strong measurement temperature of what's going on here. From 275 projects down to 123, and now we have only 32. Don't take me wrong. There's a lot of projects going on in Florida, but not enough. this shows the data that we just don't have enough. We still have a lot of people moving in, and the developers cannot carry enough speed in sales to release more inventory because they sell what they have, but they need more. For example, one of the examples is PMG, the developer of Waldorf Astoria, was building a building a block north from Waldorf Astoria. It's supposed to be a rental building, but they were having more traffic coming into Waldorf Astoria Sales Center, asking for 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms. So the rental building ended up changing the condo docs, and now it's a rental community. It's actually a condominiums with a program of Airbnb, and they're carrying a tremendous amount of speed. Well, that tells you right there that whatever comes on the market sells, and developers are changing what the original plan because people keep asking for a product that they didn't have, so they convert into what people were asking for. I think was brilliant. Downtown, let's keep talking about this. Why downtown and Edgewater is where the most of projects are popping? Because we have more land. In Brico, we have only 18 acres left to build residential projects. That translates to 200 units per acre. That's 3,600 units. If they apply for a special code, they can have 7,000 units. That's it. In Brico, there's no more space to build anything else but 18 acres. That's why the developers are focusing on Edgewater and downtown, which is north of Brico. And that's why we see all these projects popping, because we have more land. And that's why the market is being showing, this sector is running out. Let's move to this sector. There's another sector also that's been doing great. It's Bay Harbor. It was an area that it was kind of forgotten, and now because of the lack of inventory and the absorption rate of luxury real estate, Bay Harbor Island, we've seen a tremendous amount of projects, and they're mainly all sold out. As they come within months, they're sold out. So that is very, very, very important information to have. This is the map of South America. Basically, all these countries are turning left. By turning left, the economy goes down. They look for security. They look for a currency that is strong, like the US dollar, and that's why they bring the money. But now more than ever, look at this map. Basically the whole South America is being on the left side. Political situations are not that right. The economies are suffering because of that. So that is one of our greater feeder markets for South Florida. Colombians, Mexicans, people from Argentina that are coming more than ever. And very soon Brazil will be on this in this map. We will see what happens in the elections in Brazil with Lula. So since Latin America clientele, they have been looking at South Florida as the hub of business and security for their wealth. Well, that is being aggravated even more because look at how much we have to basically every country has been dealing with their own situation. From Mexico, Venezuela has been like that for 20 years. We saw a tremendous amount of people moving to Miami in 2007 to 2012 from Venezuela. Now we have that kind of situation with the Colombian market that they feel extremely insecure of what's happening with the future of the country. So they look to secure the wealth into what is the closest business hub for them, which is Miami or South Florida in general. That is one of the major reasons, besides the corporations moving to Miami to relocate. We have that feeder market, which is Latin America. Very important. Now we see what we observed in the last 3 years, same quarter, the third quarter 2020, 32,000 people. That was when a lot of people decided to move to state because the governor was doing an amazing job. Last year in third quarter, we saw almost 19,000 properties. This year, we're about almost 20,000. So the difference between third quarter 2021 and third quarter 2022, basically the same, only 1,000 properties more. Interest rates going up, but we're closing faster. The third quarter last year, it would take 86 days. Now we are in 53 days. It's 40% difference in speed. So we're closing faster than ever. It might be that the interest rate is going up and people are pushing the accelerator a little bit to lock the rates. But at speed, we saw basically the same amount of units in the same quarter with an interest rate going up. So I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is that people still want to have the weather, the security, the tax brackets that in Florida they can enjoy. So there's many things that combine. When you put them all together, it give you one answer: lack of inventory, and people still want to have the pace of buying properties here. In the next sheet, we will see the condo appreciation for Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, from $500,000 to $650,000 within 5 years. That is a tremendous appreciation for condominiums. But look at single-family homes. From 2018 to 2022, almost more than double. I believe that's one reason. COVID created a lot of stress. People that were wanting to be out of condominiums, to have their own space. That's kind of the clear image of what we see here. So still, people still want it, either condos or single-family homes. We have speed. In condominiums, what we have is a tremendous amount of appreciation, price per square foot in condominiums that are being released, that now anything is $1,000 a square foot. Now you go to a luxury market and you're aiming closer to a $2,000. And the ultra wealthy, we barely seen any project coming up. There is no land like Miami Beach on the ocean side. Few projects are popping, and they're selling it also. And that's the very thin layer on the upper shelf for the community of the wealthy individuals buying that kind of projects. But they're selling, and we have some record pricing in this city, recently. So that is very important data, that even though the inventory is shrinking, the price is still going up and keep going up. Now, this graphic shows you the migration of wealthy individuals moving to South Florida. We're number one destination. Texas is the number one state with the most population growth. Miami follows, but look at the income average on wealthy individuals moving to this state. Huge data. And then here in this graphic, I show you how much you can afford with $1 million versus other cities, international city destinations as Los Angeles. 42 square meters versus 77 in Miami. Well, you go from 470 square feet to nearly 850 square feet. It's huge. That tells us that we still have a gap to keep gaining price per square foot compared to other cities that actually they are at the same level of Miami today. I hope this report was helpful and valuable to you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist you. And with this report, until next time, thank you for watching.